Big Mike checking in. Real Talk TV. Hope you guys are blessed. Hope you had a great day or having a great day, whatever time it is in your part of the world. It's a little, well, it's not too late tonight, but it's going on 10:30 p.m. I'm having one of those restless nights, and I'm off this weekend, so I figured I'd chop it up with you guys for a little bit, kill some time. And I had something on my mind I wanted to share with you guys, man. Hopefully we can have a mature and edifying conversation about it. And that is, I want to talk to you guys about controlling your anger. Controlling anger, something I had to learn along this journey of my life, controlling my anger. Some of you guys can relate to that. Some of you guys may still struggle with that. So I want to chop it up with y'all about that, man. Controlling your anger. Learning to control your anger. I see we got a couple people in the chat. I'm going to wait for some more folks to drop in, man. But if you drop it in the chat, let me know who you are, where you're from. Give me a shout out, man. And let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. I've been having issues with my microphone a little bit the last couple of times I tried to use it. So if you guys can hear me clearly, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'm not trying to speak too loud because my wife is in the back sleeping, so I'm trying to keep it respectful, you feel me? So I'm not trying to raise my voice too loud. Let me know who you are and where you're from, man. I'm going to give the chat like another minute or so for some more people to drop in. Yo, if you drop into the chat, man, don't be a weirdo and just watch me, man. Speak. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Let me know who you are, where you from. How's you guys' New Year going so far? How's your goals coming? Are you sticking to your goals? Andre, what's happening, Andre? Thanks for dropping in, my man. Andre says, what's up, big bro? Good to see you. I'm just preparing for this storm, this snowstorm, ice this weekend. Oh, man. Oh, I can hear you perfectly. That's what's up. Appreciate it. God, dog, man. Where you from, Andre? Where you stay at? Man, say snowstorm. Glad I don't got that to worry about. You're down here in South Florida, man, so it don't get too cold down here. Fortunately, I'm done with the cold weather, man. I've had my run-ins with cold, bro. The coldest I've ever been in my life was when I went to boot camp some years ago, because we all go to Great Lakes. The Navy goes to boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois. And I went there back in 2010 in January. Worst mistake in my life. I've never been that cold in my life. So yeah, I don't do cold weather, man. The hell with that. Ty Cena says, I'm going to remain single forever. Why you say that, Ty? Do you want to be single for the rest of your life? Or are you just giving up on love? King Marcus says, yo, Marcus, what's happening, boy? Glad you dropped into the chat, man. How you doing, family? Good to see you dropping in, bro. My camera's blurry? Am I blurry, y'all? If I'm blurry, it may be my Wi-Fi. I may have to turn it off. Let me know if I'm coming in blurry, the rest of y'all, or if I'm still coming in blurry, Marcus, and I'll try to fix it. Andre says, Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh yeah, it gets cold in North Carolina, man. I'm from South Carolina, so I mean, Yeah, we're neighbor states. That's my home state anyway. It gets pretty cold in South Carolina, but yeah, man. Let me see if I can fix. Okay, so I just turned off the Wi. Let me know if you still having that problem. I don't know what's up with my Wi-Fi lately, man. I gotta get that looked at because it was not like that some time ago. But anyway, Ty Casina says I'm not getting married or having kids. I mean, that's your choice, man. That's your choice. That's what you choose to do, and that's how you want to live your life. King Marcus says, I'm South Jersey. We got a snowstorm coming Saturday or Sunday. Dang. New Jersey. Hey, man, you can have that, bro. Living that cold weather there. That's too much for me. I'm a South Carolina boy, man. We don't do cold like that. But yeah, man, I'm talking to you guys tonight about controlling your anger, man. That's gonna be the topic tonight. And then we can go from, what I'm saying, there into whatever direction y'all want to go. Y'all have any questions or something y'all want to talk about, I'm more than happy to do it. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about controlling your anger. And if you have any issues controlling your anger, or that's something you struggle with, let me know in the chat, man. We can chop it up about it. I told you guys, man, like when I was younger, I had a big problem controlling my anger. That was one of the things that got me in trouble the most, was controlling my anger. But I've learned to master it over the years. Of course, just being older, more mature, and then thinking through a situation before I react to stuff. I used to just react on impulse. And now as I've gotten older, I realize that okay, the things you do have consequences, and I weigh those out in my head before I react to pretty much anything. And ask myself, is this really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Spewing out anger. I mean, anger is natural. Anger is God given. I mean, it's not. The Bible says, "Be angry and sin not." So it's nothing wrong with being angry. It's how you channel that anger that's the problem. You know what I mean? So something for you guys to think about if you've had issues with that. Cool Water says, "That's my boy Mike. I know that ain't my boy Mike. Yo, Big Mike, what it do?" Hey, what's happening, man? Cool Water. What's good, boy? Thanks for dropping in, man. Uh, cool. You know, just a little. Okay, yeah, that's my Wi-Fi, man. I don't know what's going on. I got that T-Mobile Wi-Fi. Maybe, yeah. I mean, the router is right over there. I don't know why it's coming in so blurry. Or it was coming in so blurry, but I just turned it off. Everybody says you're good now. That's what's up. Appreciate y'all. Warren Buffett says Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, or Super Smash Bros. Mortal Kombat, man, all day long. I mean, that's a close one. I mean, because I grew up on pretty much all those games. I mean, but if I had to choose out of the four, probably Mortal Kombat. Cool Water says, Mike, I've been battling versus people, including my kid's mom, who just let these kids and teens do whatever they want without punishment or pushback. It makes me more than sick. Accountability matters. That's a tough situation to be in, Cool Water, man. God, dog. I mean, you're going to have a talk with her about that, because, and you hate to say it, but you might have to be the bad guy, man. You may have to be the bad guy and have a talk with her and let her know, hey, this is how this is going to go. The more we be lenient with these kids, or you be lenient with these kids, you're training them on not to expect consequences for their actions. You know what I mean? And that's going to hurt them later on down the road. So explain that to her. Explain that, when you let these kids just do whatever they want without any consequence, you are setting them up for failure down the road. because society is not going to be as nice. Kids learn discipline from home or they learn it in the world the hard way. So I would definitely have that talk with her, man, if I was you, and let her know why it's important that you instill discipline in your kids early. Yeah, I know the beep. I got to change my battery in my smoke detector. Y'all disregard that. I know. I got to change the battery. I don't need anybody telling me more than once. William Charles says, you're the reason the Power Rangers had to shut out their colors. I don't know what you mean, but okay. I don't even know what that means. King Marcus says, I definitely struggle with controlling my anger. Also learn to stay away from people who trigger me. Yes, yes. And see, Marcus, man, I feel you, bro. I've been the same way for the longest time. I'm telling you, I had impulsive anger, bro. Like, I'm one of those people who just go from 0 to 100 quick. I don't really give off warning signs. I just used to explode. And people that really know me, they know when I'm getting upset because I shut down and I don't talk. I'm quiet and I isolate myself. I try to walk away from the situation, and then if it continues to persist, I just pop off. You know what I mean? And I've done a lot of damage doing that. And so, like I said, being older, I realized that there's consequences to losing your temper. It can ruin your reputation. It could ruin opportunities because nobody wants to be around somebody who got a quick trigger like that. You know what I mean? Or yeah, I didn't want that perception of myself of somebody who couldn't control their anger. And like I said, that was something I struggled with when I was young, but I've learned to get better with that as I got older. And understanding, man, that those things have consequences. I didn't want to deal with the consequences anymore. I just got tired of that. Like, again, like I said, anger is natural. There's nothing wrong with anger, but as long as it's channeled properly. And then if you know that you are getting angry to the point where you are about to like pop off, it's best to just remove yourself from the situation, man. Just remove yourself because you know what you're going to do. You know what you're capable of doing. Cool Water says 17 people in here, but only 2 likes. Y'all stop playing around and haul off on that big like button. Hey, that's the world we live in, man. People will watch you, but they don't support. It's whatever. It's whatever. But I appreciate you pointing that out. William Charles says, I hear that black noise playing in the background. You talking about my detector there or something? Cool Water says, it's currently -7 degrees here. Oh my goodness, man. You can have that, bro. Yeah, you got it, fam. You got it. Starboy the Night says, love you all. Love you too, man. Thanks for dropping in, bro. Abracadabra says, man, you look like me. Man, you look like me. I'm from Uganda. I get that a lot. Some people say I look like somebody they know or something like that. You say I look like you. Hey, what's up, twin? Welcome. Cool Water says the mother always lets the kids get away with literally everything. It's a strict, stern, responsible fathers that always get made to look like the bad guy. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. But the thing about that Cool Water is your kids as they mature, they grow to appreciate that more. Of course, it sucks when they're kids if you have to be the disciplinarian, you know what I mean? But they'll appreciate it when they get older, man. Just gotta don't budge on that. You know what I'm saying? Just be the disciplinarian when you feel it's necessary. Don't budge. Don't let nobody, change you in that regard because these kids need discipline nowadays, man. Like I said, they either learn from home or they're going to get taught by society, and society is not going to be as nice. Somebody out there don't mind putting a hurting on your kids who don't know how to act. The cops don't mind locking your kids up. They'll lock them up like without even thinking twice about it. So teach them early discipline, teach them, how to behave, how to respect people, things like that. And you may look like the bad guy doing it now, but they'll grow to appreciate it, man. Believe me. Like I used to like think my dad was the bad guy when I was young. Don't get me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. He did things that sometimes wasn't right, but he did a lot of things that was, necessary at the time. I didn't see it that way because I was being, you know what I mean? I was just being stubborn or whatever. But when I got older, I realized now that if he hadn't done that for me and to me, I wouldn't be the person I am now. So they'll grow to appreciate it. Cool Water says, at this point of life's game, the best way I try to channel anger is to go and sit in Mother Nature or go listen to my favorite jazz song or take quick deep breaths or run fast away. Hey man, for real. As long as you got an outlet, that's the thing. You gotta have an outlet, man. If you know that, you know, you have you can have anger issues or you got built up anger, do things to vent. You feel me? Either talking to somebody, exercise, like you say, you like to go sit out in nature, man, just to de-stress, and that's great. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I like to take long walks. When I feel like I got a lot of emotion built up, I like to take long. I walk all the time anyway, but I go for like really long walks when I feel like I'm getting like riled up. So that's definitely something, yeah, I do for an outlet. But yeah, that's good for you, man. That's what's up. Matt Torrance says, Big Mike, yo, Matt, what's happening, man? Thanks for dropping in, family. Hey, you guys hit the like button, man. Come on, man. Y'all quit playing. Either support or be gone, man. Like, don't just be sitting here watching and you're not going to support, man. I don't ask for much, y'all. I don't ask for nothing on this channel. Just y'all show support if y'all really care to watch. You gonna sit here and watch, support, man. Matt says, Big Mike, are women going to look back in 10 years and say, why the hell were we so crazy and insane? um, I think a lot of women are too far gone, man, to be honest. They may see it when they get older, but it's gonna be too late. I hate to say it that way. And I'm not saying this for all women. Not all women. You got some women out there who still got the head screwed on tight. But the direction that society is headed into and that is in right now, a lot of women have lost their way. I mean, like I said, if they do eventually see it, it's going to be too late by then because men are not going to no longer want them. They're going to want the hot 23-year-old and they're going to want a woman who's more, easier to deal with and things like that. These women who get to be 45 years old and now they see the light, man, oh man, want that because they should have struck while the iron was hot. They should have got that man when they was young and admirable and desirable. But I think a lot of women nowadays are too far gone. Again, not all of them. They got some good women out there still. But I mean, look around. Look in society, man. These women are freaking damn near naked on social media just to get attention now. It's hard to find, when you're going through social media scrolling, it's hard to see a attractive, you know what I'm saying, young women who ain't flaunting herself like that in a sexual way. But anyway, I kind of digress, man. But you get my point. Matt says Idi Amin was from Uganda. So dope. Cool Water says it seemed like these parents want to be their kids' best friends. Total no. For real, we didn't have that growing up. Our parents let you know out the gate, I'm not your friend. Don't treat me like your friend. Don't talk around me like I'm one of your friends. You know, even though I'm grown, I'm 42 years old, I still would not cuss in front of my mother. It's just a respect thing. My mother ain't my friend. I mean, I try not to curse like that anyway, but just saying. Um, I always treat my mother with that respect, even though she was not in my life. I still treat my mother with the respect that she deserves as my mother. You know, yeah, you're right, man. These parents want to be the kid's friend now. That's crazy work. Uh, Leroy says, "Hey, could you pray for me? I go through the live streams and see how many people will pray for me." What's going on, Leroy? If you don't mind me asking, what's going on with you? I mean, sure, I can pray for you, but if you don't mind sharing, I'd like to know what for. Sebastian says, "Sup, Big Mike? How you been? Happy New Year's and holidays." I've been good, man. I've really been good. Doing better mentally. I've been focusing on my health a lot more this year. Um, I'm dedicated to losing weight. I'm trying to drop like close to 40 pounds. It's not easy, man. It's not easy, especially at 42. It's a lot harder than it used to be, but I'm working right now, man. I'm working to lose weight. I really am. But I've been good, man. Thanks for asking. How you been? Sebastian says, "I have a toxic coworker that's toxic and called my female coworker the B word. How you handle the situation?" I mean, are you a supervisor or something, Sebastian? Oh, yes. I mean, I would say if you're not a supervisor, man, I don't know. It depends on the situation, I guess. Like, for example, like me, I'll give you a perfect example, Sebastian, right? So when I was younger, I used to work at this auto manufacturing plant before I joined the military, and I knew this lady. I used to work with this lady by the name of Lisa. Lisa was the sweetest person you would ever want to meet in your life. I'm talking about the lady was so sweet, man. This lady was so sweet, like the sweetest person you would ever meet in your life, man. This lady was so sweet that if anybody mistreated this woman, it used to like enrage me because I hate seeing good people get done wrong. That's just something about me. I got a protective like personality. I protect those who can't protect themselves. And when somebody would talk to Lisa crazy, I know that they had the problem because Lisa wasn't bothering nobody. She'd be crying. This lady would be crying and like just heartbroken that people would treat her wrong and stuff. And I used to just be heartbroken for this woman. So in a case like that, when someone called her like a B word and stuff like that, I would jump down their throat because it's like, yo, you're not gonna talk to Lisa like that. She don't bother nobody. If you don't like Lisa, something wrong with you. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends. Or if they were arguing and like in your case, how you said that they called, you had a toxic coworker called somebody the B word. If they were arguing and that just came out, then hey, it happens. But it just depends on the situation. I think if that makes any sense. Sebastian says, "How do I become a better godly man, bro?" Prayer, reading the word, going to church, surrounding yourself with people who are fellow believers. Like that's something that me and my wife started doing last year. Like before I got back into like going to church and stuff, man, I used to hang with people that just honestly had no good influence on me. Military people, they want to drink and go out all the time and stuff like that. And I was noticing that my character was sliding hanging around these people. So I stopped all of that. I stopped hanging around those types of people, and I hang around nothing but God-fearing people now, because they keep you accountable, and they we edify one another. We can talk about things that we all have the same interest in. So definitely surround yourself with people who are fellow believers. You know, you are who you hang around. You know, if you're hanging around people who ain't trying to live like that, it's going to make it nearly impossible for you to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Light and darkness cannot mix. So if you're hanging around people right now who are a bad influence to you, you need to get away from that crowd. Even if it means being alone for a while, and pray that God sends you people who are after his own heart, people who love him. And then eventually, man, you put yourself in the right situations, you will meet people like that. You know, so Lizard King says, hey, brother, keep it up. You got this. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm working at it, man. Thank you, though. Thank you for the encouragement. Sebastian says, nice job, bro. I'm try MMA and boxing, great cardio. Oh man, yeah. I want to get back into a martial arts gym at some point, but I got to get my cardio back on point. So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't boxed. I'm 42. I haven't boxed since I was 28. So that's a long time, man. I don't got that kind of stamina no more. Not the box for freaking 3 rounds. I can last in a street fight. God forbid I ever have to get into one, because those only last like a minute. But sitting there and boxing with somebody for 3 minutes is hard, bro. I got to get back in shape for that. Cool Water says, Mike, tell me how to guard against burnout. You mean like burning out in life, I guess? I'm assuming you mean. Take time out to take care of yourself. You know, sometimes you got to put everything down, man. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with life. Take time out for yourself to recharge your batteries. If, like, see this glass right here that's full of water? Well, not full of water, but this glass of water, right? If you keep pouring out bits and pieces of yourself every day and you're not refilling your glass, eventually you're going to run empty, and you're going to have nothing else to give. So every now and again, take a break, take a time out, refill your glass, man. All right? Refill your glass. That's very important. That's what I learned to do. That's what I learned to do later on in my life. Because I used to like burn out and just go, whether it's work, you might have, you got family, whatever your situation is, you're just giving so much to everything and everyone else, and you're not taking time out for yourself. So take time out for yourself, man. Like, screw everything. You have to sometimes be selfish. Sometimes you got to be selfish. Because if you don't have anything, if you don't recharge your own batteries, you're not going to have nothing to give to nobody else. So you have to take time out for yourself, man. If you don't, you are going to burn out. Lizard King says, I'm 47. It's tough at our age. Oh, yes, it is. I used to like burn, I could burn off 10 pounds in like a couple weeks when I was in my 20s, like nothing. Man, it is harder now, boy. I'm See, the thing about being older is that you still can lose weight, of course, but your margin for error is a lot slimmer. You can't make no mistakes when you're much older. You don't have room for mistakes. You have to be on point. In your 20s, you can get away with maybe having a few margaritas on the weekends and a couple cheeseburgers and still, be good to go. Maybe burn it off within a week. But now, it hit different. Cool Water says, for instance, for example, I have battled big time burnout, one at work and here on my YouTube channel. Again, take time out for yourself. And you guys notice I be doing that. I do that. Y'all notice that, right? When it comes to this YouTube channel, there's times I'll take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks off. Because if I just sit here and burn out, if I just give, and I'm not recharging my batteries, what am I gonna have to tell to y'all? And what am I gonna have to share with y'all? Nothing. I take time out to myself. I take time away from my wife. Like, not time, but I'm talking about like me and my wife do that. Like, we will have moments where we'll go and do our own thing. Like, I'll go fishing, she'll stay at home and do what she do. Maybe go hang out with one of her, girlfriends or something like that. And we take time to recharge away from each other, so when we come together, we can have more to give. Because if you just hang around somebody every day, I mean, I don't care how much you love somebody, being around them every day, all day, just burns you out if you don't have no time to yourself. So yeah, man, um, take time out for yourself, bro. Seriously. I know my smoke detector needs a battery. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that tomorrow. Artisan says because real men are protectors. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, that's just my nature. I've been out because I got a sister. I got an older sister. And even though I'm her younger brother, I've always had a protective mentality. That's just how I am. That's how God made me, man. I'm not going to sit there and watch anybody get bullied, done wrong in my presence, and I don't stand up. I just can't do it. Like, it makes me feel like I've sinned if I watch something happen. That's one thing about this generation that really messes with my mind, bro, is like how you can have like this new generation will see somebody about to fight or getting into a fight, and everyone's filming the freaking thing instead of trying to break it up or stopping somebody from getting assaulted or getting hurt. Everybody got their phones out recording it now because they want to get the views and the likes. What kind of mess is that? Like, man, whatever. Let me not go there. Uh, Stephanie Brooks says, "Thank you for your wisdom." Hey, I'm glad that you find value in it. I mean, I just can only thank the good Lord for it. And life itself that's taught me. The good Lord has taught me, and life has taught me a lot. So I'm glad you find value in it, like I said. Thanks, Stephanie. Cool Water says, honestly, sometimes being inward, introverted, very selective on people, friend interaction can save your life and protect your spirit and energies. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I tell you guys in the videos I made about being quiet or being introverted, don't let nobody sway you off of that. You know what I'm saying? If they got something to say about the way you being isolated or you don't talk much and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Like me, I'm pretty quiet if I don't know you or if I don't feel comfortable with the crowd that I'm around. Now, I can get loud, of course, when I'm around people I'm comfortable with, like my family, my wife, of course, but I just don't give my energy to everybody, man. Not everybody deserves your energy. Not everybody deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful who you share energies with. Be careful because they have a big impact on you, how you develop, bad habits that you may pick up, whether it's good or bad habits. Who you hang around is very important. So, yeah, man, you're right. It can save your life too, Cold Water, like you said. Stephanie says, I found God again today. He is loyal to his people. I love God. He put me, I love God. He put me in prison spiritually. Boy thought he manif- Spiritually, boy thought he manifested. I am so lucky he picked me. That's what's up. Artisan Shrew says, I'm 45 and I got winded at the park with my kid. I know what you mean about getting fit again. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, it ain't easy like it used to be. It used to be so easy. I would run for like 3, 4 weeks and I'd be in tip top shape. Now it's taking me a little longer. But I enjoy the grind though. I enjoy the grind. I accept the challenge. But I'm in Florida. So I'm in Key West, Florida, Artisan. And yeah, man, like again, like I said, the thing about being older trying to get in shape is that your room for error is a lot narrower. You can't make the mistakes you made when you was in your teens and 20s. Like again, like I said, like if I went out for like margaritas on the weekends or went out for drinks on the weekends and had freaking three double cheeseburgers, I can burn that off in a week because I played basketball, I did things. Of course, your metabolism is a lot faster. Now, if I do that, man, if I even look at a cheeseburger wrong right now, I'll gain 5 pounds. So your diet has to be on point. You got to get your rest, drink water. Like me, for example, like this is, I'm not saying you got to do this, but this is one of the things I do, right? I cut out sugar, all sugar. Like I drink coffee. I drink black coffee only. I don't use no cream, no sugar in my coffee. Now that's not for everybody. Some people might be like, black coffee, ew. But black coffee is calorie free. You get your caffeine and you don't have to worry about packing on no extra pounds. Um, Fruit juice, that's another thing. Most of us, when we drink fruit juice, we fill up a glass like this size and we just drink it not knowing that this is like 2 servings. If you fill up a glass like this with juice, that's 2 servings. And they got like, some of them juices got like 20 grams of sugar in a serving. That's a lot of freaking sugar. You know, no fried foods. I'm not eating no fried foods, no fast food. All my meals are cooked from home cause so I know what's in it. And drinking water and just working out pretty much every day, going for my long walks and running. And I'm feeling lighter. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm starting to feel a little bit lighter. So the bad habits got to stop because the saying that you cannot outwork a bad diet, that is true. You cannot outwork it. I tried. Trust me, I tried. I tried working out so I can just eat what I like to eat, and it don't work out for me. So I need to tighten. I need to tighten up on my diet, which I am. Sebastian says, I live on go for it like on football. I live on go for it like in football. 4th and 1, just never give up. Mental health is one and reset. Big facts. Never give up, man. Heck yeah, Sebastian. Artisan says, only the ones that fell for all the rage bait. I'm raising my girls to be sensible, godly women. Word, that's what's up. No Handle says chirp. Yeah, I know my smoke detector. I gotta. I'm gonna get that fixed tomorrow. I know. I know. I know. I'm. I'm slacking on that, y'all. My bad. Artisan says, Tuscan, Arizona. Hear you loud and clear. You're so sweet. Being quiet for the lady of the house. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. That's why I was saying like. That's why I got this microphone on this time of night because I can speak lower, but you guys can still hear me clearly. But yeah, man, you just got to be considerate when you get married. And see, if I was by myself in this house, I'd be talking like I always talk. I'm not this. I'm not this quiet. I'm not this quiet, or this low toned. No Handle says 9-volt battery can save your life too. Hey man, I'm on it, man. I'm on it. Artisan true. Artisan says humid but best state to live in. I admit I don't drink any alcohol or eat fast food, but I do love my carbs, and I admit I have cheated, used. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's all right. See, the thing with carbs, Artisan, the thing with carbs, I love my carbs too. I love pasta. Pasta is my go-to. I love me some pasta. But when it comes to carbs, you can have them. Just make sure that you set a limit on how many grams of carbs you eat a day and just weigh it out. Like, don't just pack on, you know, spoonfuls of rice without measuring it because what I come to find out, I'm sure you've probably done this at some point in your life too, maybe, is that when you weigh your food, you really see how much we overeat because one spoonful of rice is like freaking what, 35 grams of carbs or something like that. And you go to think about all the times that we eat two and three and four spoonfuls of this stuff, and you just packing on carbs without even counting it. Now, granted, it's more enjoyable when you don't have to weigh your food because that's just yeah. But weighing your food really shows you how much we overeat. So I would highly recommend uh, um, weighing your carbs out before you eat. Roadrunner says, dude. Artisan says coffee with natural stevia, but I admit I need to eat less carbs. My family's cook for every day too. We don't ever eat out. I bet you have an amazing wife who takes good care of you too. Oh yeah. Yeah. She definitely does her part. Like I cook more than she does, to be honest with you. My wife does cook and she cooks regularly, but I like to cook more than she does. That's just me. I love to cook. Like so, I say out of 7 days in a week, I probably cook 4 or 5 days out of the week, and she'll cook the other 2 or 3. When she cooks good food. I just enjoy cooking. It's one of the things that kind of like, I guess you can call it one of my outlets, if that makes any sense. I love to cook. I just don't like cleaning. I hate to clean. So if I cook and she does the dishes and cleans, hey, that's a deal. We good. Artisan says, how long have you been married? 20 years for me and hubby. I'm a loud person too. Yeah, man. So this May will make 4 years. We've been together 5, married 4. So yeah, hopefully one of these days we can say that we've been married for 20 years too. Long time from now, but we'll get there eventually, God willing. And congratulations on being married 20 years too, man. Like you don't really hear that no more nowadays. People divorcing left and right, man. So 20 years, y'all got some time in, man. Congratulations on that. Cool Water says, you know what makes me pause on going with my anger or rage when it hits, I pause and think, will the legal system let me go freely because I snapped? Will they let me off the hook for raging out? No, exactly. That's what I think about Cool Water. I think about stuff like that. And like I said, the more you got to lose when you get older, the more you tend to like not let certain things get to you, man, because you already weighed it out in your head. Okay, it's not worth it because it's going to land me in jail or prison. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So a lot of people's anger has led them to an early grave or 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 jail or prison. Just that one second of losing their freaking temper cost them the next 15, 20, 30 years of their life or even the rest of their life. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just like sometimes, there's my last couple times I was on live, I had some trolls come through here talking crazy. I'm not going to let them, first of all, they don't know me, I don't know them. They would never say it to my face if they saw me in person. And I'm not going to make a fool out of myself by crashing out. I'm 42 years old. Like, bro, that's crazy work. I'm not doing that. Ain't nobody going to get me off my center, man. I get, like, I don't really care what nobody says to me. Honestly, I just don't. Like, I don't care. Because, like I said, my only thing is you don't touch me, you don't play with my money, and you don't hurt somebody I love. Those 3, I'm fine. You can say whatever you want to say to me. I really don't care. As long as you don't come within arm's length of me, as long as I don't feel like you are threatening me, as long as you don't or whatever. Other than that, I don't care. Like I said, you don't hurt somebody I love and play with my money. Those are the only 3 that'll probably get me to losing it. But other than that, nah. Artisan says, other puppies who cook are awesome too. Facts. Yeah, man. I'm a Southern boy, so you know we built different. Artisan, I'm gonna go ahead and make you a moderator. You pretty dope, man. Thank you for tuning in. Make you a moderator. Uh, Cool Water says, Mike, sometimes I feel like I'm not ignorant, not loud enough, not boisterous, not wild enough for a lot of people to like me. That used to bother me, but now I realize I dodge human bullets. Man, that's crazy, Cool Water, because I used to feel the same way. You know, let me backtrack on that. I used to be a little ignorant when I was young. Yeah, we was ignorant, but I was a teenager, man. Teenager, early 20s. But once I got to be like 25, 26, 27, that's when I started like I mellowed out a little bit because I realized that okay, I'm getting older now. I gotta knock this stuff off, and because of that, I lost a lot of friends. You know, and some people who were into stuff I wasn't into, I had to make my choice. Like y'all can go that way, I'm going this way. You know, and that's okay. You know, one thing about the crowd you allow around you, man, is that they have to accept you for who you are, man. Like, do not try to change for anybody, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna be happy with yourself. You're not gonna be happy with yourself. You got to go home and look yourself in the mirror. And if you feel like you're compromising yourself just to keep a circle around you, you're not really living your life. You definitely dodge bullets. Addison says, if I died and went to hell tomorrow, I'd be stuck doing the dishes forever. Oh, man. I'm sad. I'm sad it's not snowing where I live this weekend. And speak for yourself. I'm glad it ain't snowing here. Artisan says, I taught my girls if you can control your emotions, you will always be in control of the situation. It's true. Taking the bait gives them the power. Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I am proud of the progress I've made personally in control of my anger because I feel like I'm just always in control. I'm just always in control. I don't let nobody get me off my center. I don't let nobody get me off my center, man. Like, and honestly, what makes me laugh is when I'm maintaining my composure, and then the person who's getting upset, they get more upset that I'm not getting upset. And I was like, yo, what are you getting so mad for, man? At the end of the day, man, I'm like, look, man, if you so mad, I mean, I'm right here. I ain't running from you. I'm right here if you really want to go there. But you so angry, like, yo, like it's not even that deep for me. But whatever, man. Some people just funny like that. But anyway, Cool Water says, Mike, sometimes it's not even the anger that unsets folks, unseats folks. Sometimes it's people who want to be in the who wants to be right in situations, or people who can't stand not getting the last word in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a lot of folks like that. So you just got to get the last word. And my thing is, like I said, I don't care about words. I let people get the last word all they want to. Just don't put your hands on me. Just don't walk up on me. Be good. I don't care. They can have it. I let them look like a fool. And that's one thing I learned to stop doing too, is arguing with fools. Don't argue with a fool, man. Once you see that you are arguing with a fool, leave him alone. Don't even entertain it no more. And what is a fool? A fool is someone who you cannot explain anything rational with them. It can make sense. They just don't want to hear it. They can't learn. They don't want to learn. And once you see that, leave them alone. They don't want us. They don't want to hear the other side. They just want to be right. They just want to get the last word in. And leave them people alone, man. Cool Water says, me personally, ain't nothing cute or good about a 50, 60, 70-year-old male thug or female thug is super cringe. It is, man. Shoot, it's cringe. It's cringe to be over 30 doing that stuff. Like I said, that's young boy stuff to me, man. Like when I was 19, 20, yeah, me and my friends. I see the thing is, I ran with street guys, but I was never like into crazy stuff. Like I knew I had a certain limit I would go to. Like I had friends that went out and did crazy stuff, whatever. But every time they would be like, "Oh, we about to go do this," I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay over here," because I just know it was my thing. It wasn't my thing. But some of those guys have been doing that for so long, and they still living that life, man. When I go home now, these dudes almost 50 years old, man. Some of them, some of them a lot older than me. They in their 40s, almost about to be 50, and they still trying to be street. They still sagging their pants. They still trying to. It's like nothing's changed, man. I don't understand it. That's crazy. But whatever, man. That's their life. Artisan says, we are letting Jesus take the wheel, not always, but as much as we can. No casting pearls among swine. Amen. Amen, Artisan. Do not cast your pearls before swine, man. That's something I learned along the way, too. So, yes, amen. Cool Water says, but you know what's crazy, Mike? Judges in courtrooms are always sympathetic with the fool. So what that tells me is don't touch or hurt the fool. Leave them alone and leave them to God. Exactly. Exactly. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Once you see that you arguing with a fool or this ain't going nowhere, leave them alone. Artisan says, amen, Cool Water. So true. People love to be victims. It is so gross. Facts. Cool Water says, then they will be angry and mad at you and hate you, Mike, if you try to drop wisdom, knowledge, and game on them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got people in my family like that. I'm not going to get specific, but I'm just saying, man, look, you know how many times I've been called fake, or because since I left home, I've been called all kind of stuff, or he done forgot where he came from, he fake or whatever, you don't love us no more. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? And then things I've learned, see, when you leave home, your mind expands. You know what I'm saying? Like you broaden your horizons and you become more cultured. And when I come back home and I'm trying to share with these people back at home what I've learned out in the world, then it's like, oh man, you think you all of that now? It's like, no, what are you mad at me for? I'm just trying to share with you what I learned to help you, because obviously staying home is only you can only grow so much in your hometown. You can only grow so much. So once I saw that, okay, some of these folks don't want to learn, I decided to leave it alone, man. Leave them alone, leave them to God. What kind of work do you do, Mike? I'm in the military, Artisan. Been in the military for the last 16 years. I'm a military police. That's what I do. I've done everything from law enforcement to force protection to I've been on a ship. I've done criminal investigation. I've done a lot of stuff. So yeah. Cool Water says, when I was in my 20s, I only felt comfortable hanging in crowds more than three or four. Boy, was I a big dummy back then. That's what your 20s are about, man. That's your dummy years. I all my 20s was dummy years, so I get it. Yeah, when you get to be in your 30s, 40s, all that noise, man. I used to love big crowds. I used to love to ride around when I was in my 20s. I used to love to ride around in my car full of 3 and 4 people, going to the clubs with hundreds of people and all this stuff, man. Now it's like I cannot stand being around a bunch of people right now. I just can't stand it. I cannot stand big crowds anymore. But hey, man, you survived, Cool Water. You survived. And you're a better person now, I'm sure. Big Mike, I tell you what made me stop driving and riding in SUVs with multiple guys and girls. One time the police pulled us over, threw us up against the fence, and roughed us up. Man, yeah, I've had an experience with the cop before. I had an experience with a cop. I'll tell you my story, Cool Water, or the rest of y'all too. So before I joined the military, right, they had this thing I was in called the delayed entry program. I was in that for 11 months before I went off to boot camp. So anyway, delayed entry is when you already signed up to go. It's just that you're not going to boot camp until your day comes. So it can be 6 months, it can be, whatever, 8 months, 9 months. So yeah, I was riding around with I wouldn't even call him a friend back then. He was just one of my guys I knew from my neighborhood, and we riding around downtown, and we get pulled over. When we get pulled over, he tells me, "Hey, I got something on me," and I was like, "Bro, you got to be kidding me." I was like, "Bro, put it in your pants, in your underwear. Put it in your underwear, bro. Like, if I get busted for you, boy, we throwing hands, like beyond hands. I'm gonna hurt you, man, cause I could not have gotten busted with that." So anyway, cops got us out the car, searched and all that stuff, and unfortunately they didn't find anything, and we were good to go, man. But that was after that, I was like, nah, I'm riding solo from now on. I'm good. I ain't riding with nobody no more, cause man, that was scary. Artisan says, I just finished my local Citizen Academy, and I swear I just told my hubby, I bet you are a cop. I could just tell. Cops are the kings of mastering situations, all the good ones. Wow. I gave that away. Wow, I never, I don't even know what to say to that. But thank you, Artisan. Yeah, I guess that's why I learned how to control you know, that's why I think that's why I learned the most how to control my temper was being in the military. Military taught me, because when I first joined the military, I had a big temper problem. Big temper problem. People telling you what to do and all this other stuff, blah, 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 people talking crazy. And I used to like just pop off on people like, yo, you're not gonna talk to me like that, bro. Like, we can go outside. I, I used to do some stuff when I first came to the military, man, because it was hard for me to adjust to people talking like that. Because when I come from in the hood, you talk to people a certain way, things happen to you. And these guys in the military, they talk to you crazy and knowing ain't nothing gonna happen to you or happen to them because, they feel protected. So people get too comfortable sometimes saying stuff at the side of their neck, man. So I was real, I was real twitchy when I first came in. I would just be jumping off and popping off on people. And then I had a chief that took me aside one day, and he was like, "Man, I get it. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where your head is at. But if you don't change that quick, fast, and in a hurry, you're not gonna last. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna last. You're going back home if you don't change your attitude. If you don't change that freaking temper problem you got, you're not gonna be here long." So I changed, man. I changed, because I know I didn't want to go back home. I wanted to make this work. So I had to change up my attitude. And yeah, Verbal Judo is my favorite book. Hey, Artisan, I got a book that you should maybe take a look at. This is actually one I'm about to start reading. I got a lot of books, but this one right here. Napoleon Hill, Success Habits. I'm about to start reading this book here soon. You guys should check it out, man. It's like I said, I love to read, so I got like pretty much a library at my house. That's one of my goals this year is to like read at least one book every month. At least one book. At least that. Not your average gamer says, "Hey, what up? What up, man? How you doing?" Artisan said, "I watch body cam vids all the time, and cops are so good at being unreactive to gaslighters." Yeah, they deal with them all the time. Now, some cops, they got triggers, man. Some cops out there crazy, but the good cops, oh yeah, yeah, the good experienced cops. Cause them rookies, a lot of them rookies, man, got something to prove. They just wanna, show how tough they are, and they so motivated to go out there and make a difference. But those experienced seasoned cops, yeah, I love watching those guys. Cool Water says, Mike, you missed my comments, bro. They are hilarious. Oh, my bad, Cool Water. Cool Water says, ever since that time, I was like, yeah, I'm not about to have all these people in my car no more. I even told the cop, my dad said, don't ride with a lot of people. He said, your dad was right. Hey, for real. More folks you got to watch out for. Because and if one of them on some BS, man, that's going to bring everybody down. So for sure. I learned a lesson too, like I just told you all the story. I learned a lesson too. After that happened with me and that guy I hung out with, I was riding solo ever since. Only people that I have in my car is if I'm married now, but when I was dating or whatever, whatever girl I was dating at the time, she'd be the only one in my car. I didn't have no guys in my car. Screw that. Cool Water says, see, this was in the early 2000s. Some cops had even some decency. Because the one cop apologized about roughing me up, but he did say, to hell with your friends, though. That's funny, man. To hell with your friends. My bad for doing that to you, but your friends, F them kids. That's crazy. Artisan says, I'm a big reader too. I have a huge book collection or huge ebook collection if you want to snag any from my Dropbox collection. Hey man, I'm always down to be put on the new books. Like what kind of books you like to read, Artisan? I like to read like self-improvement books. I read spiritual books sometimes. Um, books on finances. I like reading things that can like help build me up as a person. So that's me. I'm not a just putting this out there. I'm not a fiction person. I don't like books that just don't really mean nothing. It's just entertaining. I don't like books like that. I like books that can help me develop more and more as a man. So yeah, that's what I like. Cool Water says, Mike, do you think that people should instantly follow every order a cop gives? What if the citizen feels like they are in the right? See, the thing about dealing with cops, man, is even if they are in the wrong, you always be compliant, at least. Be compliant. You don't argue with cops. If they're giving you an unlawful order, then yeah, you got a right to refuse that. But if it's something that is not going to kill you to obey, just do it, man. Like they ask you for your license or whatever, registration, and you wondering why you're getting pulled over, just give them the freaking ID, man. Like some people, the thing that be pissing me off sometimes with folks and how they interact with cops is that they just do too much. As soon as they get pulled over, they got some attitude. They want to sit there and argue with the cops. You're not gonna win that argument. That's one thing, and I've never had an issue with cops that much in my life because I understand that being respectful is just so much easier. You're not gonna win with a cop. You're just not gonna win. These guys got backup beyond backup beyond backup. You're not gonna win that. Now they're telling you to get out the car and without good reason, then yeah, you can refuse that. Ask to speak to the supervisor. Yo, I want to speak to your captain. Whatever the case is. Yeah, if it's unlawful, unlawful. But if it's a lawful order, just comply and get it over with. Make it easy. Cool Water says, back in the day, adults used to tell youngins when the crowd they were hanging around wasn't no good for them. I miss those times. Yeah, facts, man. And that's one thing I try to do on this channel, man. I try to like communicate that with the younger people. I made so many videos on like watching out for certain people, knowing who your friends are. I speak about that so much because I've been through it all, man. I've been through fake friends and all that stuff, blah blah blah. Been there, done. I got a T-shirt for it. So I know what to look for when it comes to like people that's no good for you. I know what it looks like, and just so a lot of young folks out there don't have to experience that, or they can know the signs. That's why I make the videos I make on that type of stuff, because it's a near and dear subject for me. I've had people who I thought were my friends. I come to find out later they weren't my friends. People who used to be my friends, they switched up, or whatever. I've been through all that stuff. Cool Water says, I like both of them. I like nonfiction books and fictional books. Okay, that's what's up. Like pretty much anything I read outside of a book, the genre I like to read like maybe sports magazines too or something. I'll read something like that for entertainment, but when it comes to books, yeah, I got my genre. I like Artisan says all nonfiction, mostly self-help, Christian. I'm the same. If I want fiction, I'll watch it on TV. For real, that's how I feel about that. If I'm gonna sit down and ingest a book, I want it to be something that's gonna like be worth my time. I'm not just reading. And no knock to people who like fiction books. And nothing wrong. That's what you like to do. That's what you like to do. It's just not for me because I feel like if I'm gonna sit down for an hour and a half reading a book, let it be something that I feel like can build me, enhance me as a person. Not something I'm just doing to kill time. That's just not me. But no knock to people who like those types of books. Cool Water says a perfect example would be the lovely Sandra Bland. I absolutely hate that she was gone, but all she needed to do was comply, be courteous, be upfront, put out the cigarette, and take the ticket. Exactly. Make it easy, man. When these cops pull you over, even if, like I said, even if you feel like, oh, they just bored, they harassing me, just do what they asked you, man. Is it going to kill you to just comply with the cop? I've had cops pull me over at times when I felt like I didn't do nothing wrong, but I was upset. Of course, I was upset. I was telling him, hey, I didn't do it. And whatever he said, all right, cool, whatever. I just want to get the heck up out of here. Here's my license. Here's my registration, my insurance. Do what you got to do. I'll settle this in court. When I go to court, I explain my case. And every time I went to the court, after being compliant, the judge just dropped it anyway. Say, okay, well, this happened and blah, blah, blah. You were compliant, boom. You good to go. Get out of here. It's just that simple. Like I don't get that. Why people want to give the cops a hard time. And then you gotta think, man. Like I don't agree with everything these cops be doing. These dirty cops, or even good cops, sometimes can get triggered. I don't agree with everything that they do, but I kind of feel being a military cop myself, I can understand because you deal with so much, man. You deal with so many personalities. You deal with so many people with nasty attitudes. You deal with drunk people. You deal with all kind of people, combative people. It's a lot to deal with. Being a cop is not easy, man. That's not easy. You deal with so many personalities throughout the day. And I see why these cops sometimes can snap, man. I understand. No, I don't condone it, but I can understand it. I can understand. Some people out here are just are tough to deal with, man. And you get tired of that. You get tired, man. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like being a cop myself, that's why I'm even more respectful now because I'm more privy to what they do and what they deal with. Even though I'm on the military side, I'm more privy to what they deal with. Cool Water says, see, some dudes be so small-minded thinking, I'm going to just hit a lick, I'm going to just rob this person, but then that goes off now instead of a 2 to 4 for robbery, they're sitting in prison facing life. I never understood that, man. That's something I never, and again, I used to hang with people who did stuff like that. They would go, one of my high school buddies, I mean, he's out now, but when he was 20 years old, he had got 15 years for armed robbery. 15 years. You know, and it's like, bro, God, I never had that in me, man. Like, I always had to work. I never can, like, strong arm rob nobody. I couldn't do it, man. I didn't have that in me. Didn't have it in me. Like, I always took pleasure in working for whatever I had. But anyway, man, yeah, it's just crazy. They think of they think of the short term, not the long term, you know, or the worst possible outcome of their choices. Cool Water says, Mike, it ties into folks not controlling their anger and getting triggered when aggression and attitudes turn to murder. Yeah, you know, anger, again, natural emotion, but if it's not controlled, it can destroy everything around you. It's like a fire, man. Fire, if left uncontrolled, will destroy everything around you, just like anger. The Bible says, be ye angry and sin not. I think that's, what is that? Oh, man. I forgot the book. I think is it James 4:26? Anyway, don't quote me on that, y'all. But anyway, I know it's in there. Be ye angry and sin not. It's okay to be angry, man. Jesus got angry. When Jesus went into the temple and saw people, you know, flipping, you know, money and doing all this other stuff, the money changers table and stuff, and he made a cord, he made a whip of cords, and he drove them out of the temple. He was angry, but that was righteous anger. That was righteous indignation. There's nothing wrong with being angry as long as it's channeled the right way. But if you lose control of yourself, man, that's when it gets dangerous. Artisan says, if I was a cop, I wouldn't do it if I had to wear a body cam. I'd be twisting those cuffs so hard if someone was being a jerk. I'd be fired for tasing people way too much. Oh man, you are funny, yo. That's crazy. Hey, but it's good to know yourself like that, man. Because I'm telling you, oh yeah, we've had to do that in the military. We don't wear, we don't wear body cams in the military. So there's been a few occasions where I had to kind of go extra mile on some people, man, because they started it. They started it, and we had to take it there. That's why I'm glad we don't wear body cams. We had to put some people in their place. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You'd be tasing. You'd be just tasing people for fun. You'd be like, "You like that, huh? 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 You want to be a jerk, huh? You want to call me, call me whatever name he may have called you, and just having fun tasing them. I can see you doing that." Cool Water says, I disagree with using tasers because people can die from those, especially if they have like underlying or recognizable heart problems. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I would never let nobody tase me. Like when you go out to be a cop, right? They have you go through this stuff during training. Like we had to do it in the military. Like they had to pepper spray you so you can know what it feels like, which is crazy to me because I didn't do anything wrong to deserve this. Why I gotta know what it feels like? But I think the Air Force got tasers, if I'm not mistaken. But they have to get tased so they can know what it feel like. I was like, look, man, I done had the freaking government spray me with pepper spray. If they ever said we are mandatorily wearing tasers and you got to get tased, to send me home. You ain't tasing me, bro. The hell out of here with that. I'm not doing that. I ain't getting tased for nobody. Prince Shiloh says, "Oh, Prince, what's up, man? What's up, my boy? Glad you dropped in, man. Hey, you guys in the chat, man, if you ain't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button for your boy. I'd appreciate that, man. I'd appreciate it if y'all hit the like button. All right. Prince says, yo, what's good, my man? Just got off my 1 hour live stream. Oh, you did a live too. That's what's up. Yo, Prince, I need to check out your content. What kind of content you make, Prince? I need to check out your channel. Artisan says, as someone who recently had minor heart surgery, I think it's all the more reason to be respectful. Having been defibrillated once before, definitely hurts. Yeah, for sure, man. Prince says, I recently had beef with another YouTuber. Dang. So all this YouTube beef going on, man. It's like that dude Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb, man. What's going on with all this YouTube beef, man? YouTube beef is crazy. Military rocks. Yes, ma'am, it does. Cool Water says, Mike, I don't even want to go outside, bro. It says, as it's literally negative 10 degrees. Oh, shit, man, boy, look. I felt that before. I told y'all when I went to boot camp, it was negative 10 back in 2010. I went there in January to Illinois, negative 10. That was such a shock to my system. I'm from South Carolina, man. Like it gets chilly in South Carolina, but it don't get that freaking cold, bro. Like it gets maybe on average in the wintertime, it gets like low 40s and the 30s. Every seldomly we'll have nights where it's maybe in the 20s. But that's still nothing compared to negative 10 degrees, man. Like that was a shock to my system. I could not take it, bro. Like I was so discombobulated in that cold weather. I was actually considering like dropping out. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. It was that freaking cold, man. When you spit on the ground and it's instant ice. Like what kind of? I never seen that before in my life. I never seen it that cold where you spit on the ground and it's instantly froze. Never seen it. Man, it was so freaking cold, man. Jeez. Hey, man. Say you don't want to go outside. I don't blame you. Don't go outside. You know, what you gotta, ain't nothing happening outside. But you know the thing that's funny to me though? I know this is kind of off subject, but the funny thing to me though when it comes to cold weather is people who be smoking cigarettes outside. I'm like, bro, I mean looking at people smoking cigarettes outside when it's that cold. I'm like, bro, you cannot want a cigarette that bad to be out here in negative 10-degree weather, man. That's crazy work. If I was them, I quit smoking. Oh my goodness. How many times somebody, I mean, you probably, I guess you're new to the chat. I know my smoke detector battery needs to be changed. I know that. I mean, y'all hear it. You don't think I hear it? I got to change it tomorrow, all right? Relax. It's all right, but you know, whatever, man. Thanks for your concern, but I got it, man. All right, I just got to change it first thing in the morning. Cool Water says, guys, I'm authentic. I'm authentic cat for real, so everything I consider sneak this in a content creator. My better morale and high self-esteem value kicks, and I steer left of drama and beefing. Yeah, man, please do. Good on you, Cool Water, for that. Ooh, Cool water. You in Illinois? Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. I told you that's where we went for boot camp. So I know that cold, man. That cold ain't no joke. Jeez, man, that cold ain't no joke, boy. Oh man, hell no. I'll never do that again. Cool water says, I don't know about y'all, but Holcomb Daniels beef does absolutely nothing for me. It does not. It's the most ignorant thing I've seen, bro. Like I was actually rather surprised at both of them. It's like two grown men, bro. Anton is older than me. He's like 43 or something like that. Corey Holcomb, I think, is in his 50s. And they sitting here acting like they about to throw hands on camera. It's like, bro, like that is the most ignorant crap I've seen all week. Ignorant, man. And why you always gotta be black people that's acting a fool on freaking camera like that? From what I see anyway. It's always us against each other doing that type of stuff. YouTube ain't the place to try to act tough, man. And see, the thing is, man, unfortunately, that's what sells. You know, that's what sells nowadays. And that's what people want to watch. They want to watch drama. People want to watch drama, man. Ain't nobody want to watch nothing wholesome like that no more. Or people talking real stuff. They just want to sit there and watch entertainment, that type of foolishness for entertainment. I saw that, I was disgusted. I'm like, man, I ain't watching nothing like that no more. That's it, bro. Prince says, I made a video calling him out about him threatening trolls, and me one he accessed me, one of my friends of my friends. Oh, you must be mean accused. Okay, let me reread that. I made a video calling him out about him threatening trolls, and he accused me of my friends of trolling his channel and a bunch of BS. He called me a demon, and I called him that right back on a vide. On video. Okay. Man, that's crazy work. Don't even entertain that no more, man. Leave that alone, man. Artisan says, yikes, I hope you're safe. My twin sis is in Arkansas. Her three boys stay warm and safe. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I'm cold, wearing sweaters and 70 degrees. 70 degrees is cold. It's 70 degrees is cold. Yeah, it is for some people. It is for my wife too. My wife don't like cold weather. My wife is Filipino, so she's from a tropical area, so she don't like cold weather at all. At all. We always going back and forth over the AC. Prince says, and then he called me a good person, so it's like, what the heck? I decided to not make any videos responding to him anymore, but I did mention him on my live stream. And yeah, just let it go, man. Yeah, Prince, I'm gonna check out your channel too, man, for sure when I get off of here. Artisan says, that if I needed nicotine that bad, I'd be chewing that nicotine gum in a warm house. Hey, facts, man. Like, God, dog, that's crazy work, man. Get a vape or something. Don't be sitting outside smoking no cigarette in that type of weather, man. That's crazy. It cannot be that serious, man. Mike, just tell people it's an audio effect. You put it on to be ironic. Yeah, I'm done explaining that. I mean, yeah, y'all can they can crack jokes. Oh, you need to change your smoke detector battery. Yeah, so what? It happens. All my bills are paid. My bills are paid up to date. I pay my rent on time. I pay everything else on time. Just a freaking battery. Relax. Nah, Mike, if you think Chicago cold winter is bad, go to Minneapolis. I spent a good chunk of time in Minnesota. In the past 2 days, it was negative 22. Man, nah. Miss me with that, bro. I will never go to Minnesota in the wintertime. That's crazy. Cool Water says, that's true. You got a person or two or three, they click up and then find others to go at. Or it's the one-on-one beef square-offs where countless slandering videos and lives go back and forth, no time for it. Yeah, man. That's corny stuff. Cool Water says, Mike, if it was up to your wifey, she would toss the air on, she would toss the air, the central airway. For real. You ain't lying about that, man. Artisan says, so true. My hubby will be sleeping naked and I'm under the covers with pajamas, socks, and a giant heating pad and a blanket around my head. God, dog. Yo, you a trip, man. Honestly, you a trip, yo. At least you are going to change your batteries. My detectors don't beep because I think I buried them in the backyard last time. Man, you honestly, you funny, man. You funny. You funny. You really are funny, man. You funny. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. This one is kind of crazy though because we took out the battery on this detector and it's still beeping. I don't understand, but yeah, I'm gonna figure that out tomorrow. But as much fun as I am having chatting it up with you guys, man, and believe me, it's been a awesome chat. I appreciated you guys who dropped in the chat and chop it up with me for a little while, but I'm about to call it a night soon. We gotta wake up early in the morning. We are going for Top Golf tomorrow. My wife and I will be going to play Top Golf. Hubby jokes when I get playful and says he feels like he's getting a handsy from it. You crazy, yo. Oh my gosh, man, you funny. Gregory Dawson. I mean, I know you ain't talking to me. I know you're not talking to me, man. I must be somebody dropping in this live stream. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got one, y'all. We got one. We got a troll. I thought it was weird that nobody was trolling. No, 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 no. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Thanks, Princess. Or thanks, Prince. I'm sorry. Thanks, Prince, for that. It's all right. It's all right. It doesn't, man. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. I was thinking it was kind of weird. Like, dang, I ain't got no trolls tonight. Not that I'm looking for them, but yeah, no trolls. Until then. I was just about to learn how to block him, but never had been a moderator. Okay, it's all right. You'll learn. Because we get those pretty much every live stream, Artisan. I get that every live stream. Somebody come through, and it's going to happen. I don't care who you are on YouTube. Someone's going to come through talking crazy. So yeah, glad Prince wasn't asleep at the wheel. For real, for sure. And I promise you this. I put this on my life. He would never say that to my face. I think people see the content I make and they think that I'm always like this in life. I am. I am an easygoing guy. I am a Christian. I am a nice guy. But I don't play around. Like, don't walk up on me talking crazy. Don't play with me. I don't play with people. That's why I respect people. That's why I respect people, because I like to be respected. I don't treat people crazy. I don't talk to people crazy because I don't want nobody talking to me crazy. I treat others how I want to be treated. I don't play with people. So you get people like this who come online and they're talking crazy. Number one, it's probably a kid. Number two, they're a coward. They're somebody who isn't happy with their life. Because people who are here and making moves in life and trying to succeed, they're not doing that. So that's one thing that comes to my mind too when I see stuff like that, is that those people are miserable and they're trying to bring you down with them. Prince Antoine Jackson says, "What's up, Mike? I just turned 40 last week. Hey, happy belated birthday, man. How's it feel? Welcome to the club, homie. 40 and up. Let's go, man. Life begins at 40. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'll be real. Like, 40 is when I started to really feel more complete as a man than I ever did. 40 is lit. 40 is lit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. As long as you're taking good care of yourself and, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not doing too much damage to your body and you took good care of yourself over the years, 40s is pretty lit, bro. I love being 40, 40 plus. I was actually kind of nervous to turn 40 before I turned 40, but now it's like, yo, 40s it really ain't that bad, and you are still relatively young, you know. 40s ain't as old as people think it is. Prince says you're gonna go play golf tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, we're going to Top Golf. We taking a trip out of town, going to play Top Golf. Me and my wife. We're gonna do some Top Golf. Then we're gonna do some shopping. We're gonna eat out a little bit. Maybe go to a nice little restaurant. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I take some. I'm gonna try to remember to take some pictures, and I'll post it on my. I posted on my. What do you call that thing? On YouTube, the community page. I'll be mindful to do that. You guys want to check out the pictures I'll take. Tyrustina says, I'm not getting married or having kids. I think you said that earlier, didn't you? Man, but if you don't, that's on you. Artisan True says, let's be real, dude was jerking off to those big sexy shoulders. Yo, Artisan, I cannot with you, yo. I can't with you. You a trip, man. You wild, man. I like you already, man. You the homie, man. You really cracking me up on this live stream. You are funny, yo. Uh, Lois channel says YouTube legend. Well, if that's meant for me, and I guess thank you. Yeah, incel in his mom's basement. Exactly. Some loser that's unhappy with life, that's probably watching porn every day because they can't get a girl and they're just miserable. That's all it is. So that's why I don't pay them people no attention, man. They just miserable people. Because think about it, man. It's like I said, somebody who's out there winning in life ain't doing stuff like that, bro. Don't spend a minute worrying about negative internet trolls. I don't know. I don't worry about them. I mean, I see them, but I don't worry about them, man. They just, like I said, losers. Congrats, Antoine. I'm 45. Eek. Man, that's a ripe age, man. 45 is ripe. What do you mean? 40s, man. I love being in my 40s. I say, God willing, I'll be 43 in April. Cool Water says, Mike, I'm back for a bit. Hey, welcome back, man. Thanks for dropping back in. You guys who are in the chat, if you can hit the like button, please hit the like button for your boy. I'd appreciate that. If not, it's all love, but I'd appreciate it if you do. Artisan says, I'm not aging, but my boobs are feeling the gravity. Gonna have this save up, get her fixed. Yeah. You say you got kids, man, so How many kids you got again, Artisan? Antoine says we're gonna be all right. Sure. I come back, the first thing I see is Artisan saying, dude, jerking off. Yeah, that's it, man. Artisan crazy, yo. She funny. Artisan says, Facebook? Are you asking if I have a Facebook? Yeah. You can tell I'm old. Man, you ain't old. You are not old. Try saying you're old to a 70-year-old and see what they tell you. They're gonna be like, how old are you? You're gonna be like 45. They're gonna be like, 45. It's crazy. Like 40s is kind of a weird, that's a weird decade to be in. That's a weird decade because like when you're in your 20s, you still considered young, you don't know nothing. You in your 30s, it's like, you kind of on the cusp. When you in your 40s, you're old to those younger than you, and you're young to those older than you. To those like to an 18-year-old, when you be like, I'm 42, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I deal with that in the military. And it's kind of weird because these kids that's like 19 coming in the military, I'll tell them I'm 42, and they'll be like, oh wow, like you unk now, you old. I'm like, it's funny they say that, but then most of these kids aren't even in shape. I can still run circles around these kids, and yet I'm old. That's crazy work. I don't understand it. But then when I talk to like an old veteran that's like 85 years old, and I'm like I'm 42, he'll be like, you're just a kid. I'm like, dang, I had a guy say that to me. He must have been like in his 80s. I don't know exactly how old he was, but I can tell he was up there in age. He was I think he'd been in World War II or something like that, and he was up there. And he was like, "How old are you, young man?" And I'm like, "I'm 42." He was like, "42? Oh my gosh, you're just a kid." I was like, "What?" So it's kind of a weird place to be. Oh snap, Artisan, man, your birthday is 2 days after mine. Your birthday April 27th, mine on the 25th. Say two girls, 13 and 17, homeschooled. That's what's up, man. That's the best way to do it. Mike, you must have graduated 2001, like my big sis. I probably asked you that before. Yeah, yeah, that was my year, 2001. That's crazy. 25 years ago is crazy. It feel like just yesterday, man. 2001 is crazy. Artisan says my daddy is 90. Your daddy 93? Damn. Your daddy's 93. He teases me about being old all the time. That's good. See, your dad trolling you. Your dad messing with you. But yeah, man, I talk to veterans in the military, man. When I tell them I'm 42, they be like, you're still young. I'm like, I don't know about young, man, but I'm just not as old as you, but I ain't young. I don't know about all that. I got some experience now. I'm about to stage in my life. But anyway, to them, you're a kid. Mike, anger is like a bullet in a gun. Once you let it out, and shit happens, you can't take it back. Especially if you done let it, your anger make you brutalize somebody. Yes, that's the thing, man. That's what makes anger so dangerous if it's not controlled. Because once you do or say whatever it is you saying in the heat of that anger, you can't take that back. That's why, like, it's very careful. I had to learn this in my life too, man. I had to learn how to. I'm telling you, like, when I was young, I was very bad with that. Like, if you pissed me off when I was in my 20s, I said things to even make the devil cringe. I'm telling you, man. I used to say some evil stuff to people. I used to really go in on like. I'm ashamed of it now. Things I said to people, because I've grown so much since then, man. But like back at that time, and you can't take that back. People remember that for a lifetime sometimes, things you say. Even some of us, you may have had somebody say something to you when they were angry and it just cut you so deep, man. People say words don't hurt, but that's BS. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It hurts. And a lot of times when people say things when they're pissed off, they really mean that. That's one thing, like, man, when people get angry, a lot of times people say things they really mean when they get highly upset. That's why I like when people say, "Oh, I was just pissed" or whatever. I didn't mean that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You've been wanting to say that. Just that you angry enough now to say it, and you got so mad you didn't care, but you meant what you said. That's why I don't ever underestimate what an angry person tells me, or what a drunk person tells me, what an old person tells me, and what a child tells me. Children, old people, angry people, and drunks. Those four do not lie. Mike, I know RC from another channel. He's cool. Word. That's what's up, man. Antoine, what other channel would be on? I'll be floating around this internet. I don't remember. Yeah, Taurus, baby. Yes, ma'am. Mike, I watched Misery last night with Katie Bates and James Can. The movie was crazy as hell. Probably was my third time watching it. Huh. I might have to check that out, man. I don't know anything about it, so I'll probably check it out sometime. Artisan says, I told my dad his house was too hot the other day. It was like 81 degrees, and he said, "What? You in menopause having a hot flash?" No, daddy, yo, man. Artisan, you the homie, man. I swear, you a comic relief for this live stream. You funny, man. I swear, you are so funny. You funny, man. You the comic relief for real. You having hot flashes? No, it's hot as. Cool Water says Antoine O word. Yeah, JT a good brother, most definitely. I thought it was definitely a different channel. I was gonna say, Cool Water, love that movie, but I have to look away when she breaks his legs. Yuck. Cool Water says, house so hot, I thought the devil was sweating over my shoulder. If you like psych thrillers, check out Seven or The Devil's Advocate. Yeah, maybe check that stuff out. I mean, honestly, I don't watch a lot of stuff, y'all. I don't watch a lot of movies and stuff. I mean, we watch some stuff, my wife and I, but it's a movie from 1990 based on a Stephen King novel. It's called Misery. A man gets badly injured in a snowstorm, and his number one fan turns into a crazy nut who never wants Tim to leave. Dang, it sounds crazy. Stephen King, bro. Like his movies were. Do you know how sick you got to be in the head to write movies, scary movies like that? Like Y'all ever thought of that? With like the type of time these people on who write this stuff. You know what kind of mind you gotta have to like create this type of stuff, man? Like that's yeah, crazy work. People say I'm funny, but I don't know how to do it on purpose. I'm that girl who needs jokes to be explained to her. Hubby says he loves that I'm so smart, but also kind of dumb. Those are the best kinds, man. Smart, smart in a sense, but also dumb and stubborn. It's cute. I think it's cute, man. Like I think it's cute when someone is like they're smart in terms of like their overall ability, but then they have moments where they can be a little dumb. I think that's cute. I think that's cute. My wife is like that. She's very intelligent. But there's times she has her moments where she'd be like, "Huh? What does that mean?" I'm like, "You don't know what that means?" And I be making fun of her sometimes. It's cute, man. Okay, Mike is yawning. Time for us moderators to tuck him in for the night. Hopefully, wifey's hands are warmer than mine. Yeah, homie, it's that time, man. I'm getting there. It's after midnight. I had so much fun. I actually stayed on this thing longer than I anticipated, but I really did have fun chopping it up with y'all, man. Thank you guys who kicked it with me. Thank you guys who chatted it up. Like, hit the like button, show support. Thank you guys so much. Artisan, Cool Water, Antoine Jackson, all you guys, man. Let me see, make sure I don't miss nobody. Yeah, well, Lois, oh, LOL's channel, rather. Shout out to you. Cool Water says, I always say a twisted person can only write horror books and make horror movies. It's like they tapped in with darkness and demons. And it says, yeah, man, that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that, man. The stuff that they putting on film, bro, that comes from someone's imagination. Think about that now. These crazy freaking horror movies that they got out there, that comes from someone's imagination. You gotta be a sick, demented, twisted person to put that into action that comes from you, man. Nah, man. That's why I don't like watching that stuff, man. Because it's I used to when I was younger when I didn't know no better. But like now that I'm older, I don't watch that stuff. I don't want that stuff in my spirit, man. I just don't want it in my spirit. I don't want it in my mind. I know I'm watching a movie and all of that, but it just ain't for me, man. I don't like that type of stuff. I pretty much only watch older movies, anything before 2010. Antoine, I feel you. I watch a lot of older stuff too, like a lot of new stuff. I'm the same with music too. Most of the music I listen to is from 1990 to 2005. I don't listen to a lot of new music. I don't watch a lot of new stuff. So I feel you on that. Artisan says, thanks for the interaction. I hope to see you online again soon. I clicked all the buttons I could click and like. Nighty night, Mike and everyone. Hey, Artisan, God bless, man. Thank you so much again for kicking it with us. Thank you for the comic, being a comedy relief. Thank you, man. Appreciate your time. God bless you. Have a great night, you and your family, and see you again soon. I came in late, y'all. My fault. Are you good? Parzano Threads and Megan Tori on Facebook. Will share my books with any of you if y'all like. God bless. Cool Water says, I really just want to have a channel where I discuss and review only movies from the 70s and 80s and 90s and maybe early 2000s. That's it. Hey, that's cool stuff, man. I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, man. But anyway, you guys, thank y'all for kicking it with your boy, man. Much appreciated. I love y'all. I really do. Those of you guys who support, those of y'all who rock with the content. Um, it's not enough I can say about y'all, man. Y'all's like extension of my friends from afar, man. So appreciate you guys for rocking again. Thank y'all for y'all time. You could have been doing anything else, you know what I'm saying, but you in the live chat kicking it with me, man. So I appreciate that. And I'm honored by it. But until next time, y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be safe out there. Keep on working towards y'all goals. Keep on striving to be better. You know, just keep working at it, man. And remember, life is a marathon, not a sprint. If you fall down, get back up, keep going. This thing ain't over till it's over, all right? Keep going, no matter what. Cool Water says, my comeback again, boss, and don't let anger and rage leave you in a prison jumpsuit. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get on the bed. Love y'all again. Y'all be blessed, man. This your homie Big Mike checking out, man. Till next time. Peace.